It was pretty bad. We were getting like anywhere from 3 to 6 either pursuits or smuggling events per shift.
We were having probably 2 a day that would approach our city.
Almost daily. It got to the point where you heard sirens, whether you didn't even wait to see if it was ambulance, police, fire, you pulled over because more than likely it was going to be a chase. The sirens were normal for a while. It's improved, but you still stay nervous.
For years, police pursuits were part of daily life on the busy highways in southwest Texas between San Antonio and the border, and they often ended in something called a bailout.
Typically, when we get behind them, the first thing they want to do is drive through a fence into a ranch area or an unincorporated area, and they will drive these vehicles as far as possible until the vehicles just break down, and then they'll bail out and run.
That happened so often in Uvalde that when the Texas House investigated the fatal shooting at Robb Elementary, they found that the frequent bailouts contributed to the delayed sense of vigilance at the school when it came to alerts and lockdowns.
While I was in Dilley, while I was a chief, that was the information we had gotten that morning, that it was a bailout. And I think that contributed to the confusion that occurred. Was none of the outside agencies knew exactly what was going on. The fact that that was a norm at the time, that so many pursuits and bailouts were occurring, we didn't question it. We didn't question the information. We said, okay, that's what it is.
Pursuits are down. That's likely due to a combination of federal and state policies and a shift in migration numbers. But the Southwest Texas community is still recovering from a policing crisis and the massacre it reminds them of.
Our community is still very injured, and there are a lot of things that will trigger that trauma response, especially with people who were directly involved in Robb, family members. I don't expect them to ever get over it.
Coming to Uvalde after the shooting, everybody was on edge. You walked into a convenience store and everybody looked at you and like, who's coming in, who's going out. It was just really, really sad situation. So this is an important event for us to continue to do in her memory.
We had a lot of bailouts and a lot of chases right up there. We actually had them go through the gate, through the fences and everything, our place up here north of town. We do a lot of hunts, we have run a lot of hunters. We actually lost a lot of business because of it. I would say at least a quarter of our hunters witnessed illegals walking by them while they were hunting. Some of them it only took once, some of them it was 2 in a row. And after that they said, look, we're not coming back until this goes away.
Many of these pursuits involved people suspected of human smuggling and their passengers. Their journeys along the harsh landscape often led them to abandoned houses where they'd await a ride.
They'll stay here during the night, and then in the morning, they'll just get closer to the road and get picked up.
There's 2 more rooms back there that have a whole bunch of backpacks, everything.
Pursuits might be down now, but these cities are still sticking with the policies they implemented to combat the issue.
To me, it's not worth the risk to pretend it's a mass murderer every time and let him go through the town and endanger people. So this is training in this philosophy and this thing that it's a win if nobody gets hurt. It's a win if we can get the information to get him later in a safe spot. And that's what we're looking at, and that's what we're really trying to instill into this generation of officers so that they can look at the bigger picture.
Push it out.
As soon as I took office, I put that alert system up at the school where the kids can hit the buttons and we know exactly where to go when it happens. That's why there's no pursuits in town, there's no traffic stops that we think may turn into a pursuit in town, is to protect those kids.
That's why we try to keep these pursuits out of town, because any little thing that we can do to help our community get better. And if that means making sure that we don't have any lights and sirens and things flying through town, which no town wants, but especially ours. We try to do our best to keep it out of town. It's very hard for our community when things like this happen.